Hey man, this is YeahManThePodcast. This is JPZ, man, the creator, man. And this is my boy Ben the Awesome Newsom, man. So this is like episode 8.
Episode 8.
Yeah, episode 8. And we're going to talk about the late, great Gail Sayers, man. So, what do you think, when you hear Gail Sayers, like, what do you think about?
I didn't know much about Gail Sayers, but when I do think about him, I think of a running back. One of the Bear greats. I know he played back in the '60s, so he was playing during a time of oppression and when black players weren't really necessarily liked, so to speak. I mean, you didn't really have black players playing football, let alone in the NFL. So he kind of broke barriers in that aspect. And looking at him and doing a little research on him, I found he was pretty much an advocate for education and the game of football in and of itself. But he's saying that I think football was his springboard, so to speak, to education,
Right.
and making sure that he made sure that education came before football because he knew that he wasn't going to be able to play for the rest of his life.
Didn't he say something like to the effect like he wasn't just an athlete, but like a student athlete?
Yeah, he said I'm a student athlete, not an athletic student.
That's dope.
And that hit milestones. But when he said it, because there are students out there now that think, "Oh, I'm an athletic student, not a student athlete." And a lot of students don't think that I need education to get through the rest of life because I'm not going to be the high school running back I was when I'm 38 years old. That's 20 years out of high school, y'all. I mean, come on now. You're not going to be in the NFL for 20 plus years after you get out of high school. The average back is usually there, 5-6 years?
If they real lucky.
If they're lucky and they're kind of good, and they might make it to the active roster. So shout out to Malcolm Brown, by the way, still high school. I still don't like you because you scored on my Cowboys. You should be playing for Cowboys. But anyways, thanks for the Rams, y'all, doing his thing. But
they have anyway. I got them on my fantasy football team. Anyway, we're gonna talk about something else.
Yeah. So
because they don't know which one to start. Anyway, so I think when he says he's real elusive, and I think like he kind of started the way for like backs who I don't want to say they're not physical, but they like know they faster than you.
right.
You know, they know that you can't touch me, you can't catch me.
What did he say? Give me 18 inches. That's all I need.
Yeah, all you need is 18 inches.
All I need is 18 inches. Yeah.
And I seen his running style, and it was just like it was very fluent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Billy D. Williams, who played him in one of the movies, what was the name of that movie?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but in one of the movies,
Was it Brian's Story or something like that?
Yeah, Brian Story.
Brian's Story.
Yeah, and then he was saying that when he was playing Gail Sayers as an actor, he was saying that he just looked at the way he ran. He was just like, man, it's like an art.
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of art because it's like he really didn't run like anybody currently, but it was just like it was like a gazelle or something. It was like,
so for his time, he was running. He was doing something that other people didn't do.
I don't really feel like even you have a looser back, but it just seemed that now it's like that is a that's a genre now. But when he was doing it was like, what is this?
Would you say he's a modern day scat back? Like he avoids hits?
I don't think it was like he was avoiding hits.
He just couldn't get hit.
You got some people who play football and they don't want that contact.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, I think because he's playing for the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears, to me,
the Bears are a smash mouth team.
Yeah,
Very smash mouth. They want to smack you in the mouth,
right.
Like I'm gonna hit you before you hit me, kind of team.
Yeah. So they
kind of like Steel Curtain.
Yeah, Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
They're not the steel curtain, but kind of.
Some people like the steel curtain, but we ain't gonna name no names. But Corey, anyway, so you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's one of my friends, Corey County, he's a big Bears fan. And he was saying that the difference between Gail and Walter Payton is that Walter Payton would hit you in your mouth. But I don't, this is my personal opinion, I don't feel like he would hit you. I just feel he was like, why?
Why take the contract? You don't have to.
Why?
You know, to kind of back that up, Walter Payton, I would compare Adrian Peterson to, because Adrian Peterson was he still is a contact player.
Right.
But I think honestly, it kind of shortened his playing time because he looks for contact. He looks to hit the linebacker in the hole. Like, I want you to hit me because I want you to feel this truck coming.
Right.
So he tried to hit that truck stick, and it's like, bro, you can't truck everybody. Like, some people are gonna be as bigger and faster than you.
Like, to me, one of the smartest backs ever, and he don't really get the credit I think he deserves, is like Tiki Barber.
Okay.
And the reason why I respected Tiki Barber was because when I was playing semi-pro, I think it was like one of my first 2 years, and we had a running back named, I think his name was James Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he was under 6 foot, I want to say maybe 5'8", something like that. And he was a good running back, but it was just like, if he see a 300-pound dude, and he know he can't get away from him or a linebacker, what they do is they say, okay, well, this dude's going to hit me right here. And so they say, okay, well, I can get this yard, and they kind of give up. If not, they should give up, be like, I'm going to get this yard instead of taking this contact. You know what I mean? And to me, that's getting serious. It's like, okay, well.
Would you say he was preserving his body more than he was like not taking the contact? Like, would you say he was probably like, yeah, people might talk about him, oh, he don't want to take contact, but why take contact if you don't have to? It's not people that are talking, it's not their body on the line. It's his.
I think football is, I can't say that. You got some offensive linemen, you got some players, you got some DBs, you got some different position players. And some of them are like, okay, like for it to be a good block, you don't have to just maul somebody. Sometimes you can just get your butt in the hole, get that running back, go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think Gail Sayers was kind of in that mind frame is like, well, I'm running, I'm still getting yards. You know what I mean? So why should I knock this dude over? I don't have to. And it just like, what hurt me the most, when you look at Earl Campbell, and he's in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
He was an I look for contact kind of run, and he looked for contact, and that's what ultimately put him in the wheelchair, was that he was looking for contact. I mean, if you watch one of his highlights, they literally tore his jersey off, and he's still running.
But look at
literally tore his jersey off, and he's still running the ball.
But look at his body frame.
Well, yeah, he's huge.
That's what I'm saying.
He's huge, but look where he's at now, though, in a wheelchair.
I think he played too long.
Do you think running backs have a shelf life? Well, and if you do, how long?
Football players in general got shit.
Okay, how long? For running backs, for instance, how long did Gail Sayers have? Because he played what, seven seasons before his knees, because of his knees.
That's hard to say. Let me see. They say Gail Sayers played
7 years.
That's 7 years, yeah. From 1965 to 1971. Okay. I don't feel. This is me. I don't. Me being semi-pro player.
Semi of the pro.
Five-time
Five-time All-Star. Y'all see that man?
I'm real humble, but when I'm off the camera, I talk all that shit.
Semi of the pro.
But
Bear
basically,
County Bombers. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but I'm a coach for the Bear County Bombers.
Y'all see that man?
Coach.
See that man? Bear County Bombers. See that man? Anyway, sorry.
All right.
I'm talking rough.
All right. So basically, man, it's a great team, man. Great team. But no, seriously though, man, I can't say this. I think if you playing football,
right?
I'm playing football.
Right.
If you go to the gym a lot, your chef life gonna be long. If you take care of yourself, your chef life gonna be longer. If I don't take care of myself and I'm drinking, running wild,
doing whatever,
then my shelf life gonna be short.
Okay, so like, I know he's not a running back,
right,
per se, but the boss, Brian Bosworth, you remember him?
Yeah.
And he went to the the supplemental draft because of a shirt, a controversial shirt he wore at a game when he played for OU.
Okay.
The Boz was very flashy.
Mm.
He was very, had the hairdo, kind of like Shawn Michaels. Real flashy, and he was the Boz. And he played the longest yard. Y'all look at him. Those of you youngsters that don't know who the Boz is, you'll spot him in the longest yard, and Kevin Nash, by the way.
Okay.
He ended up having to get two shoulder replacements.
Okay.
Do you think if he would have actually listened to the trainer and actually not played, do you think his shelf life would have been, and not been so flashy, do you think his shelf life would have been longer? As a linebacker.
You don't know. It's like...
I mean, I don't know his body.
It's how you hit somebody, too. Because, like, a lot of times you see something on TV and you think it's just, like, the hardest hit ever.
Uh-huh.
It looks good, but it might not hurt. Then you see something where it looks like a little tap.
But it hurt like hell.
Yeah. It tears somebody's ligament out. So you really don't know. But I think, and then it's just like this, you get back to Gail Sayers. How he cut.
Mm-hmm.
He could have, one day, let's say he cut and he twisted that ankle the wrong way. Because he's trying to cut, because he was very, elusive.
Mm-hmm.
And then, people bouncing off of him, they can't grab him totally. And I think it's just like with Gail Sayers, it's like they couldn't get, grab him. Like bigger running backs, it's easier to grab them.
Mm-hmm.
But they understand, just like with Eddie George. Eddie George, once he gets, you got to beat Eddie George before he starts. Because once he get that,
so stop the steamroller before it starts.
right? And that's just the way the bus was.
Yeah, that's why they call it the bus.
Right. So you have to stop them before they get going. Because once they get going, they get into the secondary. Well, we don't want that. They don't want that life. They don't want that. They don't want. Because see, they like 200 pounds going against a dude that's 250 with steam behind them. They don't
head full of steam.
Yeah, they don't want that. So like with Gail Sayers, man, it's like you thinking like, okay, do I want to give this dude business, or do I want to just touch this dude and get him down to the ground? You get what I'm saying? And I think that's why that's his game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he like, if this dude coming this way, he said, okay, I know how to make him lose. But I think if you start, he one of the people, I think, when you get him in the backfield, he can, it's like when you get somebody, it's just like when we practice sometime, we get people to do something in space.
Mm-hmm.
You get somebody in space, they got a limited amount to move. The hardest place to tackle somebody is in the open field.
Open field, okay, open field.
So you get him in the open field, and that's why a lot of people, Emmett wasn't really fast. He knew how to read, his line. He was somewhat elusive, but he ran north-south. But everybody was. I mean, it was like a thing for people to catch Emmitt Smith. You know what I mean? But that wasn't his game. So you gotta kind of have your game, and you kind of let it see how far it take you. You know, because
it took him 11 years. I mean,
yeah.
And he broke, the rushing record.
And then that
like, Barry Sanders should have broke, by the way. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
If you want to put a number into it, I would say maybe like shelf life for running backs.
Emmitt Smith lasted 11 seasons. Okay. And I didn't really, like I was talking earlier before the show, right. I didn't really get into football until I was 17. Right. And I just wasn't really into it. So I don't know a whole lot that I probably, typical 33-year-old probably should know. Right. But I'm catching up, slowly. And when Emmitt went to the Cardinals, he just didn't have that same. He was done.
Man, because
he retired as a Cowboy. Like he signed a little one-day contract, retired, and he was done. And he just kind of went to the abyss.
Because man, it's like the greatest. This is my opinion. One of the greatest things to do in your career is play for one team.
Right. That's what he did.
And that's what Gail Sayers did. You know what I mean?
Terrell Davis too.
Okay.
But he tore up his knee.
So. Right. But see, a lot of great people can't do that.
No,
Tom Brady can't do that.
If we go any further when we go to the Cowboys, that boy Whitten.
He should have stayed with the Cowboys.
He should have retired after last year.
Yeah, but
I personally think, he should have retired last year.
He felt like he had some more in him.
It's like I tell my person I'm talking to, or girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, girlfriend. I said, look, she just swear up and down. Whitten this, Whitten that. And I love Whitten. Don't get me wrong. I love Whitten. I love his passion. I know he went to Tennessee and all that, but dude is done. He's done. Sit on the sidelines and chill. Because eventually you ain't gonna be able to walk. You're gonna be another Earl Campbell.
But see, man, and that was the cool thing about Gail Sayers. Anybody, for me, when they in their 50s or 60s, they can still walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Or they coach, or they do something other. Because it's like stages in football.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, when they have football, they don't see that. When the show come on, it's like some kids playing. Then they kind of get older, and get into high school, middle school, whatever. Then they get older, go to college, and then they become a football player. And then they have like a coach. That's, if you're a lifer, what I mean by lifer is one of my coaches told me I was a lifer. Basically, what a lifer is that you play for a long time, 10, 12 years. I know some people have been playing some of my pro for 20 years. And you play.
This is too long, bro.
Hey, but
I got things to do.
You nasty like that. But it's people in the field that do that. You know what I mean?
You gotta be a dog to do it too.
But you gotta stay at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
stay in the weight room.
And let's be real, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that because of life. See,
life hits.
Right.
It's hard to get out there and hit the weights when you got bills and other things to think about.
But see, man, it just.
But that's their life. But that's NFL players' life, though. That is their job.
Yeah, but some of them got businesses, they got kids, but it's a lot easier for them to do that than somebody that plays semi over the pro or semi-pro. But
semi over the pro. And you over here selling concrete slabs, but you gotta go hit a weight station at 5, but you over here at 4:30 still trying to sell this concrete slab.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
a lot of times you go right after. So to this day, I don't know why I got it, but to this day I got my bag in my car. My football bag. I don't know why.
It's just because you might feel that urge one day to put them pads on, like.
Nah, I won't have that.
No, you got the urge. Urge. I got the urge.
Nah, I ain't got
you got the urge.
Nah, I mean, it's like.
Y'all cats don't know about that.
I don't got the urge because it's like I didn't. To be honest, man, you get that moment where you just like,
I'm done.
Yeah, cause well, man, I went to the All-Star game, and we were playing Team USA, and we won. And I was just like,
what was your team?
We were the TUFA All-Star. No, TUFA.
TUFA.
Some people call it TUFA, but it was TUFA. And basically, man, we had an All-Star game. It was us. And
against Team USA.
Right. So a lot of times what happens, you play like in your league. So you'll play like North Division versus South Division.
Right.
Okay. So like the NBA, does.
Yeah.
NFL, you play against East, West, whatever.
Right.
However y'all's broken up. AFC versus
NFC.
Yeah. So, but and sometimes in the leagues, they'll play one league versus another league. But this time we said, okay, we want to play Team USA. So Team USA is like this team where they're all from over the United States.
When PA from there, Ramon DeRuin, what he in the USA team?
Are you talking about the dude that which one?
You say he used to go against, and he was he looked for contact. Number 5, that linebacker.
Oh, the one
Ramon DeRuin. Yeah, he played for the Drillers now, I think.
See, man, we didn't really play Abilene a whole lot.
No, he played for Drillers now. He played for Scorpions.
Yeah, the Abilene Scorpions.
No, San Angelo Scorpions. West Texas Scorpions.
Yeah, okay, yeah. See,
he went from them to Midland Drillers.
See, we didn't really play them a lot, so it was kind of like in the playoff.
Okay.
And so, but they had a team where, yeah, they were kind of they were all a little bit physical. It was all physical.
Yeah.
So basically, like, with Gail Sayers, I kind of feel like. I think Bears fans really love Gail Sayers because he's kind of like, all these running backs, everybody is like smash him, real physical.
He was a ballerina.
I wouldn't say a ballerina.
I'm not saying ballerina. He was a physical ballerina, obviously.
But I wouldn't say ballerina because it's like
he could.
If you got that gift and it works, use it.
I was watching the game last night. It was a high school game. It was Veterans Memorial versus Medina Valley.
Okay.
And this running back tiptoed to the hole. And I said, what in the hell are you doing? Like, I'm looking at this dude. Now, he won the MVP of the game. I didn't really watch the rest of it, but I was like, okay. Dude, but it's just that one play, I'm like, why are you tiptoeing to the hole? Like, your lineman out there busting their ass, and you doing this number right here, tiptoeing and shit. Like, they stood him up. He didn't even get to really even get started, because he's just tiptoeing to the hole.
How many yards did he have after the game?
I don't even know. I have to look it up.
But see, man, the thing about Gail Sayers is like, I know it's not a smash mouth town, but linemen and offensive people, basically the whole team will respect that because he's not moving forward like in straight line, but he's not getting hit in the backfield.
Right.
I mean, now if he was getting hit in the backfield, then it'd be like, come on, man, So to me, he's kind of like like a punt return or something where they running forward, but they know they got to juke somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like if you a punt returner, to me that's kind of how he run. Because I think he'll run, you notice like nobody there, he just
gone.
Yeah, so he had
18 inches.
He knows where he's at. He knows where everything is at.
Right.
So but if you was right here, you'd be like, man, I gotta juke this dude. And then I think he's the type of back like, it's a dude here, so I gotta juke you. Maybe I'm hurting you. And I think people, like, sometimes you can slow the game down and be like, okay. And I think that's what he can do.
My coach told me one time, he said, when you get all panicky,
right,
and you're like, everything closes. He said, when you calm down, everything opens up.
You know, my mom used to tell me, you need to slow it down.
On the field?
No, not so much in the field, but in general.
In general.
And you know, sometimes on the field you slow it down. And I tell a lot of people this, but when you see Sherlock Holmes go run with
when he was fighting that dude,
yeah, and he
slowed it down. He's like, here,
and that's what people. I used to do that because when you do that, what you're saying is you have a plan. Because if
compared to just go out there and get your head knocked off.
Right, because some people can do that. You know, like some people are that gifted to where they like, I'm just gonna go up here and swing at it. I mean, but I don't know, man. I feel like Gail Sayers, man, look ahead of his time. I was trying to say, okay, well, maybe he's like Eckler, maybe he's like Kamara.
I think they're more like him.
Okay.
He set that tone.
Right.
He set that tone to be the, I don't want to call him dancing running back, but I'll call him scat back. He set the tone for scat back.
You know Kamara.
Kamara can run.
Okay, but you know how Kamara kind of runs like that.
Yeah, he does. He don't have to take a hit like Sayers doesn't have to take a hit. He don't take hits willingly.
Well, see, this is what I'm thinking. But see, let's say, and with backs like that, they like, I'm an athlete. When I was an offensive lineman, I was like, I'm a mauler. So I gotta look for that kind of thing. Or if you're a tight end and you like 280, you ain't gonna run down the safety. You gonna knock him down. Whereas the tight ends now, they more like, okay, I can outspeed this dude.
The 250, 260.
Right, and they like, I'm an athlete. So and different people are different, you know. But I just feel like I hate to say scat back. It sounds gimmicky, but I mean I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't mean it in a disrespectful manner. I was saying like I would never disrespect the man's game, but that's why I see him as he's gonna elude you. Why take the hit if you don't have to? You know, why am I gonna take the hit behind? That's like taking a punch on Mike Tyson. If I don't have to.
Right.
I'm gonna take the punch. I'm gonna duck that shit. I mean,
it's just like you know you playing. You know when you playing football, man, it's
Flamer the same way.
I mean you're gonna get hit, man. Because you're gonna get hit. You're gonna feel like you're in a car wreck. The next day you ain't gonna want to get up, and then what's so crazy? In 3 years you kind of like that pain. Yeah, it don't make no sense. But
you start to miss it. You start to miss it after a while.
And you kind of like,
man, I missed that football pain.
Yeah, but then you get that knee pain, and you're like, why is this here?
Like, why my knee hurt?
Yeah.
I didn't hurt my knee.
Yeah, so I mean, but you wake up. This is what I did, man. I woke up one day, and I'm like, man, I don't want this. I don't want this no more. But I still want to be part of the team, the camaraderie. The camaraderie is very dope, man. So like I was talking about beer today, and it was this was
I saw it on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Betty White or Betty something.
Yeah, and then, the white chick I ain't on that.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so, so my friend.
She can get it.
Right? So my friend, Aaron Fuka, man, he used to rent from me. And we started Beer Sensei.
Beer Sensei,
man. And then, because he was just, he was kind of, I don't want to say beer snob, he was a cool dude, but it was just like, I think he stayed a beer snob, but basically, I don't consider myself a beer snob because, like, if you go into
you try pretty much anything though, like you.
Really?
Yeah, you try pretty much anything. Like you got IPAs, draft. You don't give a damn. Hell, I need to take you out to Shiner Box and just. I need to take you a Shiner Box one day. Maybe that'll be your Christmas present.
That probably will be, man. I'll drink everything in there, man. I done drunk I drunk from Nicky's to 211. I would not drink 211 if you go over 30. Do not do that. Ooh, wait. So that should be on a podcast.
Bruh, 211 is
evil.
The worst drink ever.
Man, but when you're in your 20s and you trying
you don't get. Well, look,
and you trying to go to the paradise.
Oh, when I was 20, I was in my 20s. I was in San Angelo. Okay.
Yeah.
So my thing was Mad Dog.
Mad Dog is worse than
Mad Dog. You could. If I was Mad Dog, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me that I was the shit. Mad Dog and Juice. You remember Juice?
I didn't drink that. Shh. Four Locos.
No. Not Four Locos. Not Four Locos.
Bad.
Not Four Locos. I never messed with Four Locos.
That was bad.
I may have drank one Four Loko in my lifetime.
Okay, you know, if you have a Hispanic partner, they gonna throw that at. I'm like, no,
not Four Loko. I'm talking about two. I'm talking not 211. It was Mad Dog.
Okay.
Mary Sanchez. Shout out to you.
Mad Dog.
Love you, Mom. And Sally. Love y'all.
Mad Dog is evil.
Mad Dog was evil. Well, that was my drink. The orange one. Mad Dog, the orange one.
That's the worst one.
Bruh, that was my shit.
The red one though.
Bruh, the orange one was my shit. They'll tell you. That was me.
That was taste good.
Bruh, that's why it didn't matter. I was trying to get lit. I didn't.
Why you just drink 211 to get it over?
Bruh, I was on that Mad Dog.
I got booze for him though.
Two pants, bruh. Let me finish. Yeah, bruh. I chew that, bruh.
Okay,
bruh. So 211 and Juice. Now, one time, I'm gonna make this short because we still talking about Gail series. But my dumb butt got up in there, got the drinking. I drank like 4 juice cans, like them big cans too. And them shits was strong. I got to that line. I'm doing this now. I said, cop said, "Oh no, come on." He's like, "Oh no, go." He's like, "Go home." I'm like, "Shit." So
in college?
Yeah, man. So then when he see me again, I wasn't drunk. So he said, "Let me see your ID." So I showed him my ID. I'm saying I was chilling, like cool. He said, he's like, "All right." He's like, "I'm gonna be watching you tonight." I said, "Watch on." Like somebody came like a game with this, like catch him out. I was like, watch on, brother.
Watch on. Like, all right, let me ask you. I'm gonna watch on.
He showed us like dude was watching, like it was like a game. So I mean, he walking around these big old X's on our hands, like do not serve this person a minor. And I wasn't drunk that night, but like when I would come drunk, I was like, "What's up?" He like, "All right, I'm watching you." And they finally caught me when I was 23, y'all. So don't play with the cops, y'all. Don't play with the police, especially San Angelo Police Department. Shout out to Tom Green Sheriff's Department, Tom Green County Sheriff's Department. Yeah, I ain't got trouble since then. Fuck y'all. But
if you on the east side, like you don't even talk to them. You just like, okay.
Niggas just arrested me. I got arrested that night, bro. Chasing some booty.
Well, did you get the booty? Okay, but
you didn't get the booty, dog. That's the best part. Like, if you still got arrested.
If you're a defense coordinator,
okay,
all right, you're a defense coordinator. How do you stop Gail saying?
How do you stop Gail saying defense coordinator?
Okay.
You can't stack up you can stack the box, but he might bounce out to the side. He's gonna bounce outside.
Okay.
So if I'm a defensive coordinator, I need my best safety and my best corners. Mm-hmm. And because he stacked up, he's not a run through the middle kind of guy. He's what do you call it, east west.
But he will run up.
He will if there's an opening. But if he stacked the box up, it's too many people in there. You see what I'm saying?
But he really believes in that 18 inches.
Yeah, but if you ain't got 18 inches in there, you ain't got 18 inches of space.
You know how big 18 inches is?
A foot and a half.
You know what? That ain't that much.
I don't know, bro. I mean, he said 18 inches. He said 18 inches, bro. But I think
because the dude got amazing speed.
I know that. I understand that, and I'm saying I don't even have a ruler to measure. The right here.
You know how the offensive linemen how they apart from one another.
Mm-hmm.
That's over 18 inches, but that's probably the closest thing.
So I mean, you can stack the box. I personally stack the box. You can, if you get past there, your safety gonna have to have a safety with amazing speed. And I don't really know a lot of safeties that have amazing speed. Not very many. I don't even know safeties back in that time frame that they mentioned.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's just
okay. Right.
D lineman might smack him one, but defense.
Yeah, I think what D lineman need to do is cause havoc. So they need to make him. Cause see, all the highlights I've seen of him, it was just like
A regular play.
He's running straight, and then he kind of juking people, which makes it look like he's dancing, but it's like it's always in the forward motion. I mean, he getting yards. So he's doing like this, but he getting yards. And that's why, Billy Williams said, hey man, he's like an art form.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's getting yards. You can't deny that. So he's dancing in a way, but he's moving north-south. And the only person I could say, I was going to say Eckler, but I really think
currently hurt, just like everybody.
Yeah, I know he's hurt, man, because I'm a fantasy football team in y'all league. But man, you know what? I'm doing good in y'all league, and I don't know why. Cause you seen how many people? Anyway, and in the other league I'm playing, and I'm trash. Like jump the shark,
bro. I'm trash on both teams. I'm trash on both leagues. What you talking about? At least you get some wins.
I'm gonna come back, bro. That's what I always do. I'm Mr. Street. They don't know.
Yeah, this SA.
I am Mr. Street. I am Mr. Street though.
SA ballers over here.
I am Mr. Street.
Over here padding games and shit.
Oh,
you man, you over sandbagging and carrying. Nah, man, I got this play over here, man. I'm saying. You sandbagging, dog.
How am I sandbagging?
You sandbagging, dog.
Why?
Because you got these hurt players and they come back in 3 weeks. No, you ain't sandbagging, dog. I'm just hating. Because I'm losing bad, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna start hating. I'm just get on the page and start hating. Man, y'all trash.
You need Gail Sayers, man.
Guess what's he gonna do? Come back from the dead?
Yes.
Mr. Sayers. If you could please come down from your resting place. No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna disrespect that man. Maybe they make like a virtual version of it. Yeah,
and then you still lose, but
you know what? Fuck you, JP. JP is over here go tell Ben Austin news. He gonna look. You know what though? You right.
Oh,
you right, dog. You right. Cause I'm trash right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hot garbage, bro. Like I like smart. You smart,
but
it's Ben Austin news, dog. That's all right though.
You can treat though, but anyway, let's go back to
hey, I got the Carlton trophy twice, bro.
No.
2 weeks in a row, bro.
What's the Carlton trophy?
The lowest score.
You don't want that shit?
Hey, I still got it though.
I ain't never got that shit.
I got the Carlton dance trophy, bro.
I ain't never got that shit.
Hey, that's a trophy though.
I don't want that shit.
I don't give a damn. It's a trophy. It's some shit.
Okay, what player do you think is like Gail Sayers, like currently?
Currently, like Gail Sayers. Ooh, man, so many.
I say Kamara.
Kamara, you already mentioned him, so I can't really say that.
I mean, if you feel that way.
LaShawn, I think McCoy.
Like
LaShawn
McCoy now, or like McCoy? Because McCoy now don't play, but you talking about like a couple of years, mainly with the Bills or the Eagles?
I guess the Bills and the Eagles.
Okay.
He was more of a elusive, not really looking for contact kind of player.
But he would give it to you.
Oh, he give you the business if you caught him.
Right.
Like he wasn't just some little punk. Like, oh, you catch me, like I'm a big dude, so I'm gonna give you the business. I'm gonna carry you for a couple yards.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, why don't I take that contact if I don't have to?
Right.
But the one that I feel like is like Walter Payton, like I said earlier, is Adrian Peterson. Okay. He looked for contact. And I remember one time when I was younger, I was watching a show. I want to say Skip Bayless that said it. He said, "You've got to stop looking for contact." He told him, man, you've got to stop looking for contact and just run the ball. And that's not how Adrian Peterson played. He wants to be hit. He wants you to feel a truck stick every time he run the ball. Truck. Me personally, I ain't trying to have my shoulder jacked up like that. I'm fine.
I just feel like
that's like being the biggest kid on the court. King. You play king of the court. You got the big tall kid, the biggest kid in the court. He dunking on everybody, shooting threes. He drives the ball. Everybody get out the way. That's what Adrian Peterson want everybody to do. But you got somebody. It's always somebody out there bigger and badder than you. And Adrian Peterson will always find a way. Well, even if you bigger and badder than me, I'm still gonna make you feel it. You gonna feel this fight every time I bring it to you.
But I feel like that's a good mentality having football anyway.
Well, yeah, dog. I mean, he's a dog. That's what he do.
Right.
That's what dog players do. Me personally, I ain't got. If I can go around you, and I gotta hit you, I'm gonna go around you.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna ask this question.
You're in my way. You won't move.
I'm gonna ask this question.
Go on.
And then we're gonna
start wrapping it up.
We're gonna wrap it up, and then I gotta ask you about yourself, about what's going on in the bar.
Okay.
And I just feel I kind of feel like this too. I feel like with football, you gotta have your own what you do.
Okay. Do what you do.
Yeah, and I feel like he did what he did.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to say.
He was a damn good player.
Yeah, he was.
I will never take that from him.
He was. So basically, man, this man, what I love about this dude is that he played for one team.
Okay.
I love players that did that. When I played semi over the pro, I bounced around.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
You did your thing, though, but you was still a dog, though, for 12 years.
I appreciate that.
12 years. Dog. Dog. Ooh. Ooh.
Like a pit bull.
I didn't. He out there, Nals barking.
And you know what, man? I just felt like I was a hard worker. Honestly. Like I thought I was
dog. He said, Tom, man, this man was a dog.
I appreciate that.
I seen some of his pictures. This guy Joker standing up like damn, that's JP. I see you, dog.
I appreciate it.
He's a dog. So, but I'm hyping him up, but he's a dog. Man.
I appreciate
dog.
But
put that man in Hall of Fame.
I want to be in a semi-pro Hall of Fame. If it happens, it's cool.
Hall of Fame ballot. This man right here.
Thank
dog.
You. Thank you.
Pancake. All day. Written on your face. Just on your forehead.
I wasn't a pancaker, but I would push it. Like,
yeah.
I pancake every once in a while.
Yeah, okay.
But Walter Payton was a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Okay.
5-time first team All Pro.
Wait, Walter Payton or Gail Sayers?
Gail Sayers. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right, Walter Payton passed a minute ago, but RIP to Walter Payton.
Gail Sayers.
Okay.
Was a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Okay.
5-time first team All Pro.
Okay.
NFL comeback player of the year.
Okay.
NFL rookie of the year.
Okay.
2-time NFL rushing yard leader in 1966, 1969.
Mm-hmm.
NFL 1960s All-Decade Team.
Mm-hmm.
NFL 75th Anniversary All-Time Team.
Okay.
NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team.
Damn, okay.
Chicago Bears number 40. We're going to talk about that number. 2-time consensus All-American, 1963, 1964. 3-time All-Big 8. And his number retired at Kansas Jayhawks, number 40.
Okay, Kansas became a part of Big 12 when? Because, so wasn't the Big 12 at that time? I take it.
What was it? It wasn't the Big 12. Because that's when they was in SMU and, what's that?
Was UT in that, they were in that field.
I forget what it was called.
By the way, UT plays OU tomorrow, wherever we shoot out, 12 o'clock.
Why ain't nobody? It don't seem like nobody talking about that right now.
It's because it's COVID.
Yeah. Man, now I'm looking for that.
Anyways, we got to start wrapping it up because the time is coming.
Okay.
So
So our next podcast, episode 9, right?
Right.
Okay, it's gonna be the adventures of Ben Awesome Newsom. So you gonna tell them what's happening tomorrow?
Okay, but anyways, so tomorrow we've been talking about it every once in a while. I drop little hints and things like that. I am going to be in the Naga Jiu-Jitsu tournament. Naga stands for North American Grappling Association. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to be in the ultimate heavyweight, weight class. If you're over 226, which I am, obviously. If y'all ever seen me in person, you know I'm over 226. Yeah, I said it. I'm over 226, which I actually dropped down a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna help me or if it's gonna hurt me, but whatever, we'll see. I'm in the 250 plus weight group, and I'm gonna be grappling with guys that are over 30. Talking to my coach, he told me I'm one of the lower like numbers as far as like ages go. So I'm be fighting guys that are in their probably in their mid 40s ish. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I have 5 people in my group tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. It'll be my very first fight. I'm a white belt, 1 strike, which is I did not see coming. I thought I was gonna go in there with no strikes, but it's all good. My coach believed that I was good enough to get a stripe, so I was honored to even get that. And tomorrow we'll see what happens. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to have the fight. I'm going to post the fight afterwards. There is no striking. There's no knees. There's none of that. It's just straight up submission, gi submission grappling. So y'all stay tuned for that. Appreciate y'all's support. Give me any pointers if you see something tomorrow whenever I post it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So, what's your mindset right now? Are you more like, I'm going to tear this dude's hair off, or you more like, you're going to react to what he gives you? Or?
I think I'm more like, I'm going to react to what you give me, because the I'm gonna tear your head off mentality and grappling, it's like if you, let's say I mount you, right, and you push,
right,
you give me a straight up arm, that's an arm bar all day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna arm bar you, but if I'm over here, he gonna do something to me,
right.
And so you have to. Like your brother said before, the calmer fighter is the more dangerous fighter.
Right.
So, in my mindset is more like, be calm, but don't be passive. This is not sparring with your partner and in the garage like we've been doing. This is somebody you want to beat.
Right.
You want to submit him.
Right.
But you don't want to hurt him.
Right.
And grappling is very. Once I got into jiu-jitsu, my girlfriend told me, she said, you need something to release your anger. Mm-hmm. And I've become a much calmer person since I've done this.
That's cool.
And I've been so excited to get into this. Like, I'm already calling my coach, hey, coach, there's one in Duncanville, too. He's like, let's get through this one first. He's like, then we'll go to the next one.
I think, man, I don't know, like, when I was saying semi-pro, I guess what your coach was saying. You have to get through that. Because if you overlook that, man,
that's gonna be the one that's gonna get you.
One that get you.
And I know that I can't overlook any of these 4 people that are in there. Just because they're in their mid 30s, maybe 40s,
right,
it don't mean nothing. Don't mean a thing. Yeah, and just because they're 250 and over doesn't mean a thing.
Because I noticed, like, man, when I got over 30,
mm-hmm.
I played football different. So I was more. Okay, like, I knew that me getting, I don't know how to say it, get my ass placement, because a lot of running backs run off of your backside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So let's say you run this way and you want to get your hoe back and your ass in that hole. And so that's what I teach a lot of my players is, get that ass in the hole. You know what I mean? Because in semi-pro, they done heard this before, but they didn't be reiterated it. Or maybe they went to a school that didn't win and it wasn't forced down. So so it just, I think with me, I got in that mindset where a lot of us, man, with one team I was on, it was a group of us that thought we were superheroes. You know what I mean? So we had a dude, like I was a hope. We had another guy that was a Black Panther, Richard Butler, and we really thought we was the Avengers, man. But that helped us. You know what I mean? Because we was like, a superhero to me, they do superhero shit. And to me, you have to use what you got. You know what I mean? So I wasn't Batman, because I wasn't, to me, if you're going to use Batman, you more of like linebacker. Because he a good sized dude, but he ain't huge.
He ain't lineman.
Yeah, so when I said lineman, I was always like Incredible Hulk, because like.
What would you say Thor was, like a tight end maybe?
Tight end, defensive end,
okay. Captain America, maybe a tight end? Defensive end, right? Tackle maybe?
No, it might be like a linebacker or something.
Okay.
Safety, linebacker, safety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see what I'm saying. I can see what I'm saying. You have a hard hitting safety. Yeah.
He just throw that down with shield. That shield. Man, Captain America, dog, bro.
Yeah, I'm the same, bro. We don't have to have no caps now, but get back. I get what you got. So tomorrow we'll see what happens, man. You know what I mean? It's win or lose. Coach always told me you don't lose, you learn.
Right.
So he's like, man, just get out there and have fun. He's like, just have fun. He's like, just get out there and hopefully I bring back the gold tomorrow or some kind of medal, or I just bring back experiences. You know?
How many fights do you have?
From what I've been told, I have at least 2. So I have at least 2 matches. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there, man. If I lose or learn, I'm gonna learn either way, win or lose. Like, hey, I could have did this better, I could have did that better. If I still got the submission, blah blah. There's always something that you can do better, and that's what I want to. That's my journey. Is what my coach tells me. Like, this is your journey. This is what you're going to do. So, or it's your journey. You choose how you want to do it. And he told me one time. I'm gonna end it with this. He told me, he said, "I'm always been a loyal person. Just like I would never jump from this podcast to another podcast. I wouldn't go to another. I know I co-host on JP's podcast. I can't do that. Like, I can be a guest on your podcast, but I ain't gonna jump on your podcast, right? Or even like my own page, my Fly Guy page. I say, AKA Ben the Awesome Newsome.
Right.
I promote YeahManThePodcast. I say, hey, y'all go check that page out. I'm on that page, but come in this page too.
Yeah, you had that before.
Yeah, because I'm not a hater like that. If I'm gonna promote myself on my page, I'm gonna promote what else I'm on too.
Right.
I'm gonna show that love. So my coach told me, he says one day, he says, yeah, I had a guy go from here to Brazilian top team.
Right.
And I said, Brazilian top team, who's that? He's like, oh, that's a team up the street that he used to go to. And he's like, no, man, forget y'all, I'm going back to Ohana. It's like a lot of politics in jiu-jitsu from what I found out. A lot of politics.
But see, a lot of times you leave because, and I don't know why they leave, but I'm never with a martial arts person. But I think a lot of people leave, like, I know sometimes when I left teams, it's because it just wasn't the right fit for me.
Well, I think the guy maybe, and he said it was no beef, but I told him, I said, the guy that left, he won like 3 of his fights, lost 1, and he didn't medal, which I don't understand why he didn't.
No.
But Brian said he argued it, and it's just whatever. And he went to Brazilian top team. I said, well, what, y'all still talking? He's like, yeah, there's no beef. He's like, this is y'all's journey. And they tried to recruit one of our blue belts. His name is Raj. Mm-hmm. He said, no, Brian's my coach. And when Coach said, he's like, man, y'all can go check him out if you want to. I said, no, I'm cool. He said, no, man. I was like, no, I don't like that. Because you're over here trying to snatch me from another team because you see something that he built. So why would I go from somebody that built me to somebody that don't know how it was built? I'm going to stay with that person. Unless I move or, right. Something drastic happens.
Right.
Like Brian's like, I'm no longer doing jiu-jitsu. You don't have to go to another school. I'm not leaving TFC. That's Total Fighting Concepts for y'all who don't know. It's Rising Phoenix. I think it's Total Fighting Concepts, Jiu-Jitsu. I want to say it's called Rising Phoenix. Either way, this is my little, my book that this is our curriculum. So it's legit. I mean, it's legit. Like he's the real deal. So I'm not leaving him to go somewhere else.
So you wear contacts for him?
No, I won't have my glasses on. I won't have my glasses on. I can still see. If I take these off, the phone's kind of blurry a little bit, but I can still see them. They're gonna be right in front of me. Okay. I mean, the person was right in front of me. Like, it's not so bad that if I'm not wearing my glasses, I can't see them. I can see them. I can't see very far, but I can see the person in front of me that's gonna be trying to choke me out too.
The thing I think I always tell people in any athletic sport endeavor they're gonna do it. The first thing is become a different person. And what I mean by that is you're a real nice guy.
I'm gonna have to be a dog when it comes on the mat.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. And the reason why I say do what you gotta do because okay, let's say for example, this dude, I'm trying to block the defensive line. And it's a pass, but it's a quick pass. I gotta figure out right then and there if I'm gonna chop him. I wasn't never really good at chopping, but let's say you were.
Mm.
You gotta chop him. You know what I mean? Because that's the best way to keep his hands down. You have to not care who's in the stands. I think sometimes that gets you out of your mode. Because you're looking for your mom, you're looking for your girl. When you get in there, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, my coach told me.
And then third, man, you have to know where you are. I've never been a fighter, but when I was talking to my little brother, he would always say, especially when you're on the ground, you always, I think when you're on the ground, that's when you got to be the calmest. Because I think that when people going to make mistakes. They might be like, oh, yeah.
I love the ground. I love my ground. My ground game is, I love it. Like, if I'm on the ground, that's what I want to be. I don't want to stand up. And my coach told me, it's like, from stand up, you're gonna be, kind of. It's like, so I'm trying to take it to the ground immediately, and I just don't have that. I'm gonna take my headphones with me. I'm gonna figure out who I gotta be, and of course, I'll wave at my mom, or if you happen to come out there, I'll wave at you or whatever. But at that moment, once it gets to him, it's me and him.
About like an hour or so. Can't wait.
Cut them all out.
You got to, like for example, man, like when I used to play football, man, like get on that field, I'm about business because you got to. So some dude was looking at cheerleaders, I said, I can't.
I ain't got time for shit.
So I hope you good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
And I hope the next podcast we can say you won.
Hopefully, we can say I won and bring back a gold or silver or something.
And in good shape.
Yeah, so we'll see. Cardio's gonna play a lot of role in this. Just everything put together and fine tuned. I mean, I was gonna start at novice, but Brian's like, I'm just gonna throw you in. He's like, we're gonna go beginner. So we'll see what happens. Like, I don't know what kind of person I'm gonna turn into on the mat. I don't know if I'm gonna turn into this dog, or if I'm gonna turn into this. I'm listening from my coach. Like, we'll see. Cause I didn't really play organized sports as a kid. So
right.
I did, but I didn't. You know, high school wasn't really like that wasn't my thing.
Right.
So to be on a team now, I take that very seriously. I say, you know, we're going to travel as a team. We're going to get there as a team. We're going to compete as a team. We're going to win as a team.
Right.
Even though it's individual. But, so I take it very seriously if somebody were to try to recruit me from another school. Like we can roll. We can do an open mat roll, but I ain't about to, you know, be on your team.
I always tell a lot of people, because they do that a lot in semi-pro. I always tell people that's an honor when somebody else wants you on their team. But if you lower to the team you're on, you gotta let them know I'm on this team. But always, they don't want to burn a bridge, because you never know
when you might need that team.
Yeah, because you know it's like it's not professional. Like what you're doing, it's kind of like semi-pro, whereas like you're not getting Nike the sponsor. You're not fighting in like the Alamo Dome. You know what I mean? So you're fighting in a place where, not saying it's not athletic, not saying that it's not an athletic event, not saying you're not a good athlete, but in the fact that where you still have to get a job, you still have to go to work, you still have to wake up and go to your job and schedule your job around this. So that's why I always tell people, be loyal to your team, but never burn a bridge.
I don't think I'd burn a bridge,
Right.
but that's why I said like we could do a mat, we could do open mat, you
Right.
know. I mean, but then I might know what one of your fighters' weaknesses.
Right,
But,
right.
Anyways, y'all, we're gonna have we'll have a discussion about this tomorrow. We'll have results and everything, and I hope to see y'all again. If you know anybody that wants to subscribe to the page and wants us to see a real conversation, tell them to go to YeahManThePodcast. See your boy JP's over here, the five-time semi-pro all-star, and your boy Ben,
Ben
the Awesome Newsom. We'll see y'all later. Good night.